You have to feel that you're speaking the language like a native. You have to be inside the language. It has to be the product of your own thinking when you sing. Otherwise, it'll always sound fake, and it'll send the sound backwards, because if you're not really meaning it and pronouncing, you'll never have the line. You'll never have the right squillo. What gives you the squillo, what gives you the line, is the right intention that you set to the language, a true intention. You're not making shapes, empty shapes. You are expressing full concepts in a true way, but just with a certain elegant font that is invisible, that is concealed, because it belongs to that style of language of that period when it was written and so on. Okay, but in the extremes of that font, you have to be true. That's what matters. You have to be true. You have to mean it. You have to own it so well that you have to be able to mean it deeply. Okay? Is a hyper speaking of the language with longer notes and with legato. And legato in Italian is spontaneous, given the vowels, the way they are made, the way they reverberate the vocal sound. The legato is quite spontaneous, as I told you, like in between stars in the Milky Way. They look like one because they have a particular reverberation of the light, and they're close together. So Italian is like the Milky Way. It creates legato because vowels reverberate in a certain way, but you have to pronounce them, not to mimic them, to fake them, like to really say, to really mean what you're saying and say what you're meaning. Ah, sia maledetto, oh, sia. You don't have to sound like an opera singer that sounds like he's singing maybe in Italian. You have to speak Italian on the appoggio and poof, opera. That's how it was born. But it has to be real spoken language. Spoken doesn't mean robotically articulated in the mouth. It means spoken, meant, but for real. And that's what gives you the squillo, that's what gives you the phrasing, the legato, and everything. Okay? Yes. It'll become much easier, which doesn't mean that you have to yell out sounds and deform the vowels, because the graphics of the vowels stays the same. It stays elegant everywhere. So you will not, sia maledetta. That's not what you would do. It's a font, it's a type of font that doesn't match the style of the genre we are facing, and of the epoch as well, of the time. Okay, this music was written, so it's not going to be sia maledetta. It's going to be it has to be it has to be a certain type of but nonetheless a true one. Not it's not it's sia maledetta. For real. Okay?
Yes.
Not bad, but watch the doubles. Sia maledetta, la strega infernal. Take care of the doubles, okay? Bravissimo, that's sensibly different. You see how different it sounds. I have the feeling that whenever I take off this mechanism of your voice, be it for the U, be it for the the coverage, what's underneath results mispronounced. Okay? U turns into and the turns into but I want I and they have to be deeply pronounced, but not with the muscles and with the mouth. It cannot be it has to be really very elegant, not yelled, not pushed. It has to be elegant, but it has to be there. Ammaliatogliara. Go for it now with your body, but think clearly of that in your mind. This is the first perfect one you've ever done. Because it's round, it's well appoggiato, it's legato, and it's really well pronounced. You don't blur it. Okay, do it one more time. And it's in pitch. You have so much the habit. You have so much the habit to cover the E when you do it that you do not really pronounce it. So if I take the lips away from your emission of the vowel E, you will stop pronouncing it all together. But between U and E, there is a difference. That is E. 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 You don't have to fake it to pronounce it outside in order to make it sound E. You don't have and you don't have to mispronounce it, underpronounce it. Like if you take your lips away, underneath there's it's not it's E. E but without lips. Not U, not it's E without lips. E, E, halfways, because it's not U and it's not E. It's not flat and it's not inflated. E, it's deep and clear. E, E, as if you had to place it in your chest bone, not in your mouth. E, A. E. You're doing a vocalise, a scale, or a staccato, whatever it is, legato, staccato, arpeggio, whatever, on the same vowel, okay? It's like on a computer keyboard, if you have the vowel A, you keep pushing the A key no matter the pitch. If you have the vowel E, you keep pushing the same key no matter the pitch, okay? And if it's higher, you don't push it stronger. You just need to type the grapheme you need, okay? When you vocalize, it has to be the same. You don't push harder if it's higher. You don't change the key if it's higher. It's the same key, pushed the same way, in the same placement, in the same position. E, A, E, okay? You change key only if you change vowel, but with the same dynamics, with the same attitude.